foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, an army of firefighters battled flames at the Perk plant yesterday into today, with many of them still on the scene.
Well, the details coming up. Plus, the community came together in downtown Bangor to remember Virginia Cookson, who was murdered in her home last week.
And a new study assessing Maine's roads is showing that a large portion of them are in pretty poor condition. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have all those stories coming up, including the latest on that Perk fire. There's some concerns about the air quality this morning. We'll have details on that in just a few moments. But first, a check of the forecast. Looking like a mostly cloudy day ahead today.
Yeah, Conrad Zapinski has the details.
All right, our first weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new fall footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, my friends, good morning. It is Wednesday, but another good start to the day. Of course, a little bit cooler. We are seeing a bit more clouds outside. At least it's not raining, right? Of course, it's not snowing with that four-letter word. I don't even want to talk about that just yet. Now, back in the 40s here in town, right up at Rockland and then into Bar Harbor, Machias, you're seeing some cooler temps north of Machias, even some 30s outside. But overall, though, 40s taking over the state of Maine. Lots of cold air, not only in Maine, but all over the country. Take a look at this. It's a little push of some cooler air right down from Canada. We're talking 40s and even some 50s. Of course, Florida's like 40s and 50s. What do you mean? We're close to 80 degrees to start out the day. So, of course, Florida is nice and toasty, but up north, Midwest, upper Midwest, you are a bit chilly. And this is the beginning of that cooler air making its way down south. Now, for today, though, folks, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be closer to average, right at 63 degrees, just a light breeze out of the southeast, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, for tonight, though, we're looking at mid to upper 40s. Partly cloudy skies. Yes, once again, we are looking at areas of dense fog, calm conditions as well. So this morning, not too much fog. Tomorrow morning, a little bit more than that. For tomorrow, though, throughout the day, we're going to be warming up above average temperatures back in those upper 60s under a mostly cloudy sky once again. Our hour-by-hour forecast does show the warm-up on the way. Mainly cloudy skies, temperatures back in the 60s.
Thank you, Conrad. We'll have a look at that 5-day a little later on. Well, Orrington and Hamden residents have been urged by the local fire department to keep their windows closed at this time, after firefighters from several communities spent the night at the scene of a stubborn fire in Orrington. An army of firefighters from 9 surrounding towns were called to the former Perk plant on Route 15 around 8:20 last night. There were reports of a large blaze that eventually started burning through the steel roof of one of the buildings. The Perk plant was sold last year to Eagle Point Energy. The new company had been storing decomposing trash in the facility with hopes of eventually getting the plant up and running again. According to the Orrington Fire Department, this fire is contained, but the 40-foot pile of trash is still burning and could take several days to fully extinguish. Air quality monitoring is expected to be set up in Orrington and Hamden this morning as well. We'll have more information on the fire as soon as it's available.
Well, meanwhile, a flagger working on road construction in Orland was hit by a truck and killed Tuesday morning. It happened just before 7 on Acadia Highway. Lieutenant Brian Archer with the Hancock County Sheriff's Office says 24-year-old Charles Resch of Searsport was directing traffic when that crash happened. Archer says one lane was closed because of paving, and a truck driven by 70-year-old Clint Claggett hit Resch as it was traveling in the open lane. Resch was taken to Northern Light Maine Coast Hospital in Ellsworth, where he died from his injuries. Maine State Police reconstructed the crash, which is still under investigation this morning.
A Holden man accused of hitting and seriously injuring a man with his car in Brewer last year was sentenced yesterday at the Penobscot County Courthouse. David McKenzie was convicted this past August of aggravated operating under the influence. Aggravated assault, leaving the scene of an accident, causing serious bodily injury or death, and criminally operating under the influence. Charges were first brought against McKenzie after he hit an elderly man with his car and left him lying in the roadway on Eastern Avenue back in July of 2023. Yesterday, he was sentenced to 6 years with all but 15 months suspended and 3 years of probation. The state argued that at the time, McKenzie drank 12 22-ounce beers over a 6-hour period before driving. According to the deputy district attorney, the state hopes this will serve as a message to deter others from driving under the influence.
From our perspective, we're hopeful that the sentence that's put in place is enough to deter Mr. McKenzie from doing anything like this in the future, and enough to put the community on notice that they cannot be engaging in this type of conduct.
Ritchie says after McKenzie serves 15 months, he'll also be released. He will be released, but will remain under the supervision of the Department of Corrections for his remaining time.
Well, as Maine prepares to mark 1 year since the Lewiston mass shooting, a prayer service was held outside of the State House to remember and heal. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has the story.
Peace, healing, and unity coming together to mark 1 year after Maine's deadliest mass shooting. That was the message at the Maine Council of Churches multi-faith prayer held at the State House on Tuesday.
This past year has seemed like the world has tipped off its axis, upending routines, rending time, shifting all that was stable under our feet.
According to Jane Field, the executive director of the Maine Council of Churches, while time can help heal wounds, the first year after a traumatic event such as the October 25th mass shooting can actually reopen grief and trauma, which is why it was so important to organize a multi-faith prayer service for the Maine people.
We had Roman Catholics, Quakers, Unitarians, an imam from the Muslim community, somebody from the Jewish community in Maine, Protestants, all joining together and expressing our concern, our care, and our desire for healing and hope, even in the midst of tragedy. A balm to the pain of grieving is belonging to a community of people who are willing to help carry the weight, to relieve our broken hearts of the ache that comes with losing someone we love.
The 45-minute service was split up into 3 key focus areas to help those who may find comfort in their words.
And so, beloved, we have remembered, we have grieved, and now we heal. We continue to heal together.
And if you or a loved one are still experiencing that trauma and that grief, as we approach October 25th, Field says it's important to talk about it. Talk about it with someone that you trust, such as a loved one, a religious leader, or a mental health professional, such as reaching out to the Mental Health Crisis Helpline by calling or texting 988. At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
October is National Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. And yesterday afternoon, family, friends, and community members walked through downtown Bangor to honor and remember Virginia Cookson, a Bangor woman who was killed in her home last week. Our Doug Banks has the story.
In Maine, 50% of homicides are domestic violence related, which is really a sobering thought.
This has got to end. Maine has got to start taking domestic abuse seriously.
October 1st marks the beginning of National Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. Tuesday also marks nearly a week since Virginia Cookson was found dead in her Bangor home. The domestic violence resource nonprofits Finding Our Voices and Partners for Peace, along with Cookson's loved ones and Richard Thorpe's ex-wife Darcia Maney, all joined together at West Market Square and walked through downtown Bangor. Thorpe is being held without bail at the Penobscot County Jail for allegedly murdering Cookson.
I almost reached out to her to warn her, and I didn't. And that's where my guilt comes in.
Maney was married to Thorpe for 5 years. She says Thorpe abused her too.
I was on death's door when my 5-year-old walked in and saved my life. Breaks my heart every day. Nobody knows what it's like to know you might have been able to help somebody and you didn't, because you didn't think she'd believe you. And now she's not here. And that's why I'm here, because I want to be her voice. It's not fair to her, to get her daughter, her family, her friends, and for them to reach out to me over this is amazing.
He needs to know that we love her. I loved her with all my heart. And the day I got the call, my heart was ripped out of my chest. Oh.
If Virginia was here today, what would you tell her?
What would I tell her? To come home with me. I'll keep you safe.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
To learn more about the resources provided by Finding Our Voices and Partners for Peace, those can be found on our website.
Moving on now. Down East Emergency Medical Institute, or DEME, is a nonprofit that, among other things, does search and rescue work across the country. And now they're pitching in with the relief efforts in multiple states following Hurricane Helene. They're flying 5 or 6 of their aircraft into impact zones and delivering supplies. A DEME volunteer who actually lives in the Asheville area has been communicating with them and letting them know what and where the needs are. Director Richard Bowie says they have connections in other states like Georgia and Florida who have been helping with logistics. Bowie says they needed funds to fuel their aircraft, so they've also set up a GoFundMe page. He talked about what people are seeing down there.
They're really, really bad. It's far worse than we're hearing. There's a much more loss of life than anybody anticipates. Like with Katrina, when we were with that response, the numbers are going to keep rising. And sadly, I think we're going to see a bad outcome for a lot of people. Entire valleys are just washed right out. I mean, there's nothing. You can imagine the Penobscot Valley just being cleared of all people.
Bowie says roads and infrastructure, including water systems, are destroyed. So one of the biggest needs right now is clean water. Bowie says they're flying in numerous cases of water. He also says Mainers can contribute to the effort by donating to that GoFundMe page for DEME's fuel funds.
Mainers can help with fuel funds. That's the biggest thing. We got to keep this thing pushed forward. It's a lot of aircraft moving all the time. Some of these aircraft are cycling back and forth 4 and 5 times a day. So they're doing bringing as much equipment and goods in as they can before the night falls. And remember, when night falls down there, the infrastructure is gone, so there's nothing. It's pitch black.
We also have a link to that GoFundMe page on our website, foxbangor.com. You can visit that if you want to contribute to that wonderful effort. We'll have more on the hurricane aftermath coming up in the broadcast, too.
All right, the time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a recently released study on Maine roads is saying we need some major improvements.
We'll have the story coming up, but first, another check of the forecast. Looks like a cloudy day ahead today with highs near 63 degrees. Partly cloudy, you might see some fog overnight too, lows dropping down to the upper 40s. Tomorrow, much like today, mostly cloudy with highs near 68. We'll be right back.
What's the score of the game?
The new Hyundai Elantra with America's best warranty. There's joy in every journey. Get 1.99% APR for 60 months or up to $500 bonus on the Hyundai Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Boderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
Hi, Eastern Maine. Watch Person, Place, or Thing right here on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 10 a.m.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
The next super champion could be anyone. It could be you.
Oh, wow.
On Jeopardy!
This week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone. According to a new study, the roadways and bridges in Maine are being used more than ever before. And that also means in many cases, Maine's roads are in need of repair. A study done by TRIP, a national transportation research nonprofit, says 18% of roads in the Bangor area that the state maintains are in poor condition. 27% were graded in fair condition. The condition of bridges in the Bangor area shows much of the same.
The report found that in the Bangor area, 18% of bridges are rated in poor condition and in need of immediate repair, and another 62% are rated in fair condition.
Well, according to this study, the state of Maine has spent $6.8 billion on road projects since 2018. Tripp says the improvements made in Maine to its transportation network have been helpful, but the state continues to face transportation challenges, and it will be critical that funding is available.
One state representative decided to kick off the month of October in a patriotic way by organizing a flag wave. Representative Jim Thorne was joined by a few community members who stood alongside Route 2 in Herman, waving both Maine and American flags. Thorne says this is something he often does on military remembrance days and right around elections to connect with the communities he serves.
This is a very good way to connect with the community. They see folks holding the flag and waving, and it's very patriotic and neighborly and promotes good welfare between people. So that's why I like to do it.
According to Thorne, the flag waves are not politically motivated and anyone is welcome to take part in them. He says check out his social media accounts to learn when another one is planned. His message to all Mainers right now ahead of the election: get out and vote.
Well, one of Sangerville's oldest buildings is on the Maine Preservation 2024 list of most endangered historic places. Townspeople say although it hasn't been used in the last 2 years, it still has many useful years ahead. Our Jody Hersey takes us there.
You would not be able to build a building like this today.
Back in 1901, the town of Sangerville paid close to $12,000 to build the Sangerville Town Hall. This 2.5-story multi-use building used to be home to the Selectman's office, a library, as well as an upstairs auditorium and stage. The last major renovations on this historic building were done back in 1992. Gerald Peters was part of the renovation team.
It's a beautiful old building. I see it when it was stripped out on the inside, and it's very well framed, well put together.
However, as it stands today, the insurance company won't let us pass the front door.
So this building to me is always kind of the iconic center of Sangerville, and I always felt it was too bad watching it kind of slowly work its way into disrepair.
The town's insurer dropped coverage due to concerns with the building's foundation, roof, and auditorium balcony, which is why the town hall made it onto the 2024 Maine Preservation list of most endangered historic places. It's also why the town's municipal office was moved to a different location.
Our last town meeting, the town hall committee came up with a proposal, and it was a citizen's petition to allocate $440,000 out of our reserve funds for renovation work on the building.
Many longtime residents like Gerald Peters say this gem is worth saving.
Without a sense of history, everything we do today is in vain.
In Sangerville, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Those old buildings. Seems
That's
like
stunning.
Yeah, seems like that one still has a lot of life in it too. So.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
They do a lot of work. All right, the time now is 6:18. After the break, at least 166 people have been killed due to Hurricane Helene, as crews are still searching for survivors.
We'll have much more on the storm coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Ready to refresh your home? Fall into savings with incredible deals at the Furniture Gallery. Shop new arrivals from top brands like Ashley, Serta, Restonic, Nectar, and Franklin. Fall in love with unbeatable deals like our sofa and love seat sets for only $9.99 or sofas starting at $3.99. Indulge in ultimate comfort with over 150 recliner styles starting at just $2.99. My family and I are committed to giving you the best value for your money at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery.
It's time to start planning that new home or garage you've been thinking about. Hammond Lumber Company is here to help, offering complete building packages with everything you need. With several options on their website and thousands of unique plans in their in-house drawing catalog. Hammond will help you make your dreams a reality. Choose your materials from Hammond's extensive showroom displays, and Hammond will deliver your order from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Start planning your new home or garage at Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
The rescue and recovery continues in western North Carolina after Helene causes widespread flooding and damage there. The storm destroyed roads and bridges and knocked out power. The damage has cut off communities in western North Carolina from the rest of the country. At least 166 people have been killed as a result of the storm. I was reading this morning, cell towers have been knocked down, so you can't get any cell coverage. The head of DME earlier was saying, I mean, it's completely dark when sun goes down, so folks are hungry and they're cold and they can't get out.
They're like living in a different time now,
right.
You know, so it's going to be, I think we're just starting to get the scope of the impact that this storm had on the area, because some people have been cut off, and we'll be learning more about that in the days ahead. Just horrible.
It's scary. There's no way they could have prepped. Sandbags wouldn't have done anything.
Well, they weren't expecting this, you know, that far inland either. So,
Right.
yeah, just horrible. Our weather on the other side is looking pretty quiet around here. It's going to be cloudy the next few days, maybe a chance of rain as we head towards the weekend.
Here's Conrad Sapinski.
All right, our main weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new fall footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, friends, we are looking at some cooler temps out there starting out our Wednesday. It's middle of the week. We are looking at 44 degrees in Rockland, 46 degrees in Bar Harbor, 45 in Machias, and same story here in town. We're looking at those mid-40s mainly taking over the state, but there, of course, are some 30s where we see these darker blue colors. That's indicating a lot cooler air. Bundle up, my friends. We're talking fall weather making a arrival. Now, our average high is right around 64 degrees, right? So today we're going to be closer to average, well above average Thursday into Friday. Once again, closer to average by Saturday into Sunday, maybe a couple of degrees above average by Sunday. And then Monday into Tuesday, that's when we're talking even cooler temperatures. Check this out. Some of these are showing some 50s making their way back into the forecast by Tuesday. Of course, that's still a week away. We'll keep an eye on things, but yes, cooler weather will be back, especially by next week. So enjoy these 60s, close to 70-degree temperatures while they are here. Now, a little bit of rain showers up north, right? Closer to Canada, southern parts of Canada, Pennsylvania, once again into Jersey. We're looking at a couple of sprinkles out there. Nothing heavy at all. No thunderstorms, of course. This is just some lighter sprinkles in the area, mainly just some thicker clouds. Speaking of thicker clouds, we're going to get those thicker clouds the next couple of days. Dew points will begin to rise just a bit, especially Friday into Saturday morning. We're looking at a little bit more elevated dew points, still nothing too crazy. We're looking at comfortable levels all through this week, through the weekend, and into beginning of next week. Now let's talk winds, right? I don't have to hold my hat for today. We're just going to see a light breeze, kind of like right now. Everyone's pretty much right around that 3 to 5 mile per hour range. Millinocket area is not seeing a wind at all right now. Machias into Rockland, Waterville as well. You are very calm outside. Just a light breeze out there for today. Tonight, a light breeze, and then tomorrow, a little bit more of a gusty wind, where wind gust will be right around that 15 to 20 mile per hour range. For today, though, not quite. We're just looking at a light breeze out of the southeast, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures closer to average, back in those low to mid 60s. Now for tonight though, mid to upper 40s, partly cloudy skies, areas of dense fog, yes, that will be in the area. Calm conditions. For tomorrow though, upper 60s, mostly cloudy skies, a light breeze once again, a little bit more of a gusty wind compared to today. Our extended forecast outlook is showing a warm up on the way, 71 on Friday, more chances of showers Friday night into Saturday.
Maine's largest network of parts just got a little bigger. Coastal Auto Parts, newest location in Bangor, has all your automotive needs to get you to the moments that matter most. Whether you're a professional mechanic or just need a little help, find everything you need all under one roof. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you with friendly service and expert advice right here at 200 Sylvan Road, just off I-95. Drive in, stock up, and hit the road with confidence. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
That nip in the air can only mean one thing. Dorsey's fall introductions have arrived, and we need to make room. Hundreds of items have been marked down store-wide. Sherwood by Sealy, king-size pocketed coil mattress with a power base. List price $18.59, now only $11.99. Full-size Sherwood mattresses. List price $4.99, now only $2.99. Dorsey's fall clearance is a perfect time to get any room in your home ready for the winter months. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden.
Join the swab experts at Puritan Medical Products. For more than 100 years, Puritan has been the trusted name in single-use swabs and transport devices.
We have immediate openings for first and second shift seasonal production workers at our Guilford and Pittsfield locations. With competitive wages, holiday pay, and time off, you'll work from September through December with the opportunity to return each season.
Apply today at PuritanMedProducts.com/careers or email humanresources@PuritanMedProducts.com for more info.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message.
A new law that outlawed abortion past 6 weeks in all cases.
These laws make me sick and heartbroken.
The government shouldn't be in the examining room.
It's extremists that don't allow women to have choice.
It's none of your business.
Austin Terrio is on the same side as the extremists who want to have a national abortion ban.
And these extremists, they're going to try to control women.
What else will they ban? What else will they monitor? What other privacy will we lose? Austin Terrio scares me.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. Alarming new developments from the Middle East as the situation there gets worse. Iran launching a ballistic missile attack against Israel now. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor has the latest.
The Israeli army says close to 200 missiles were fired at the Jewish state on Tuesday, the country's Iron Dome missile defense system intercepting the weapons in the night sky, while air raid sirens wailed and explosions above Tel Aviv with flashes of light from the intercepting rockets. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said the attack was in retaliation for the killing of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah in Beirut last week.
I think this is the start of something more. It's going to be a little bit larger. And I think you have to expect that the Israelis will respond in a very forceful manner.
The barrage of missiles from Iran comes a day after Israeli forces began ground operations in Lebanon. Israeli forces are trying to rid southern Lebanon of Hezbollah, so some 60,000 Israelis can go back to their homes near the border.
We are declassifying a series of IDF operations conducted since the beginning of the war, aimed at dismantling Hezbollah's terrorist infrastructure and capabilities.
Nearly 24 Lebanese border communities have been ordered by Israel to evacuate.
Other news, as the race to the White House heads into its final stretch, vice presidential candidates Tim Walz and J.D. Vance make their final pitch to voters on the debate stage. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has more from New York.
No audience, no notes, and unlike the past two presidential debates, no muted mics or live fact-checking. Those were the ground rules for the first and likely the only vice presidential debate of this election season. With the backdrop of an ongoing port strike, rising tensions in the Middle East, and deadly flooding here at home, vice presidential nominees Tim Walz and J.D. Vance wasted no time diving into issues in their first face-to-face meeting in New York.
When people say that Donald Trump's economic plan doesn't make sense, I say look at the record. He delivered rising take-home pay for American workers.
Kamala Harris has said to do the things she wants to do, we'll just ask the wealthiest to pay their fair share.
The candidates clashed on stage, making their final pitch for why their ticket would do a better job in the White House.
We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
And he promised you, America, how easy it would be. I'll build you a big, beautiful wall, and Mexico will pay for it. Less than 2% of that wall got built, and Mexico didn't pay a dime.
Walz attacked Vance for his stance on reproductive rights.
The point on this is there's a continuation of these guys to try and tell women or to get involved. I use this line on this, just mind your own business on this.
Meanwhile, Vance got personal.
As I read the Minnesota law that you signed into law, the statute that you signed into law, it says that a doctor who presides over an abortion where the baby survives, the doctor is under no obligation to provide life-saving care to a baby who survives a botched late-term abortion. That is, I think,
that's
whether
not
you're
true.
Next, candidates will head back to the campaign trail. Vice President Harris plans to travel to Georgia Wednesday to survey damage from Hurricane Helene. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Well, meanwhile, around half of U.S. ocean shipping operations have halted. Port workers are demanding increased wages as importers warn the dispute will increase prices for consumers. Fox Business correspondent Grady Trimble reports from the Port of Baltimore on where the negotiations stand.
From Texas to Maryland and New Jersey to Maine, a massive and potentially costly strike is on as 45,000 workers at 36 East and Gulf Coast ports walk off the job. The International Longshoremen's Association is demanding higher pay and less reliance on automated machinery. The union's fiery president fully aware of the havoc the walkout is causing.
People never gave a about us until now. Cars won't come in, food won't come in, clothing won't come in. You know how many people depend on our jobs? Half the world.
Elon Musk and other critics are pointing out Daggett's union salary is more than $700,000 a year, according to a Department of Labor filing from 2023. The two sides don't appear to be at the bargaining table today. Industry groups for retailers, manufacturers, and wholesalers are calling on the Biden-Harris administration to reverse course and invoke the Taft-Hartley Act, forcing workers back to their jobs while negotiations take place.
As we're getting this close to the election, it sounds like they don't want to make their friends in big labor unhappy. But in the meantime, the rest of America is going to be unhappy.
Former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, a Republican who has the local union's endorsement in his Senate race, standing with picketing workers Tuesday, refusing to criticize the administration.
I don't think it should be a Republican-Democrat thing. I think we should all be just trying to see if we can't get these things resolved because it's going to be important to the economy.
Should they invoke the Taft-Hartley Act?
I'm not sure at this point if that's necessary or not.
By some estimates, there's up to $5 billion at stake for the U.S. economy each day this strike lasts. In the meantime, businesses are scrambling to find other ways to move their products into and out of the United States. At the Port of Baltimore, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
It has been a heavy news cycle nationally and locally.
I'd say so.
Yep. All right, coming right up on the second half of the newscast, the Challenger Learning Center is celebrating 20 years since it opened, and with recent funding from NASA, it should see them through 20 more years.
We'll take you there as Good Morning Maine continues.
Looking for winter services? There is still time to sign up. The pros at Atlantic Lawn Care and Landscape specialize in snow removal and ice management for commercial and residential properties. They will take care of the snow plowing, snow blowing, shoveling, salting, and sanding. Atlantic now has 2 locations and is accepting new clients in Brewer, Bangor, Vesey, and in town Orono, Brunswick, Topsail, Bath, and surrounding areas. Call for your free estimate or visit our website for customizable services. Local, reliable, and fully insured. Atlantic Lawn Care and Landscape.
Our country is counting on Bath Iron Works. 6,500 men and women building the most advanced naval ships in the world right here in Maine. So when extremist politicians threaten our jobs, I have to speak out. Austin Terrio supported shutting down the government. We could have lost the Navy contract that keeps Bath Iron Works running. Austin Terrio put his extreme agenda ahead of our jobs.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Last night, all eyes were on Tim Walz and J.D. Vance. And first thing this morning on GMA, real-time reaction from across the country, in the battleground states, and inside the campaigns. Was there a clear winner? Good Morning America this morning.
For the 3rd year running, Designed by Aaron is thrilled to present the Singer State Collection. Join us on October 22nd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in downtown Bangor for a one-day-only event. Dive into a dazzling array of vintage, antique, and contemporary jewelry, plus exclusive designer and celebrity pieces including stunning gems once owned by Amy Winehouse, Michael Jackson, and more. Don't let this spectacular event slip through your fingers. Join us at Designed by Aaron on October 22nd and discover something truly extraordinary.
When R&K Variety in Hamden wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store, offering fresh cooked meals that don't break the bank, gasoline for your mean machines, or beer and wine so your night is fine. Stop by today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024, and it is also the International Walk to School Day.
You may notice more kids skipping the bus today and instead hitting the streets for a walk to school. This holiday was created to encourage kids to get some exercise and to do something positive to protect the environment. The event takes place in more than 40 countries. Students are walking to inspire conversations about creating safer communities, environmental conservation, and health-conscious transportation habits. And really, though, it's more so about like individual cars. The bus is pretty environmentally conscious because it's a bunch of people sharing one
Share a
space, but all the different cars is really the issue. Just remember to look both ways, triple check on all corners that you cross the street, because drivers are not good about looking out for pedestrians.
Yeah, especially little kiddos out there. You got to watch for them. If they're not used to walking to school, they might not know exactly what to do. So
adults too.
Be careful.
Yeah,
adults too.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's also National Fried Scallops Day too. So thought I'd put that out there.
Like pan fried or deep fried?
Whatever you want, however you want to fry them.
I don't think I would want it deep fried.
I like the deep fried scallops. Give me some fried scallops. Good stuff.
I think I just want it pan fried. Okay, though, that's a cool holiday.
All right, moving on to history. On this day in history, back in 1780, British Army Major John Andre was hanged as a spy in New York after conspiring with Benedict Arnold to surrender West Point to the British. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson had a serious stroke while at the White House that left him paralyzed on his left side. In 1944, General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who eventually became a president himself, warned about the risk of shell shock, a condition that can cause soldiers to suffer psychological breakdowns after prolonged exposure to combat. That was a
kind of ahead of his time there.
Yeah, huge problem during World War I. Now we kind of refer to that sort of thing as PTSD, and a lot of similarities there.
Right.
Also in 1944, German troops crushed the 2-month-old Warsaw Uprising, during which 250,000 people were killed.
A lot of heavy events
stuff
on this day.
Got some nice stuff coming up here, though.
Okay. In 1950, the Peanuts comic strip by Charles Schulz made its first appearance in newspapers. Almost time for Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown?
That's right.
I only say it once a year, so I forget. In 1959, the groundbreaking television series, The Twilight Zone, appeared for the first time. I love that show.
Right.
But do you remember that one episode with the hitchhiker? This lady is like driving out of town and she sees this guy in the rear view. Oh my God, I think about that often.
Do you?
Every time I look in the rear view and I'm like, oh, the hitchhiker's gonna be back there. Oh, love that show. In 1965, Gatorade was first tested at a college football game between the Florida Gators and Louisiana State University. Developed in their own lab, the new sports drink was developed to fight dehydration and restore nutrients to allow players to perform at a high level. I learned something new today.
I didn't know that's why they called it Gatorade. It was after the Florida Gators.
Makes sense.
So,
Hollywood icon Rock Hudson in
1985,
Hollywood icon Rock Hudson became the first major U.S. celebrity to die following a battle with AIDS. And in 2020, President Donald Trump was injected with an experimental drug combination after contracting COVID-19.
There was a lot of deep things on this day that I left out too, but we'll leave it up to people.
And
if
we
you
had a
want
lot.
to search it up,
Yeah.
enough of that stuff today.
Yeah.
All right, cool birthdays today. For birthdays, they include photographer Annie Leibovitz, who is 75. She's the one that all the big stars would contact when they wanted their official portraits made and that kind of thing. Rocker Sting is 73 today, and talk show host Kelly Ripa is 54 years old today.
Really?
So happy birthday to them.
Yeah, all sorts of folks.
Still going strong, too.
Yeah. All right, moving on now. Weather looks pretty calm in our area, nothing to worry about.
Just cloudy.
Yep. Here's Conrad Sapinski with that forecast.
All right, our first weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new fall footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, my friends, good morning. It is Wednesday, but another good start to the day. Of course, a little bit cooler. We are seeing a bit more clouds outside. At least it's not raining, right? Of course, it's not snowing with that 4-letter word. I don't even want to talk about that just yet. Now, back in the 40s here in town, right up at Rockland and then into Bar Harbor, Machias, you're seeing some cooler temps north of Machias, even some 30s outside. But overall, though, 40s taking over the state of Maine. Lots of cold air, not only in Maine, but all over the country. Take a look at this. It's a little push of some cooler air right down from Canada. We're talking 40s and even some 50s. Of course, Florida's like 40s and 50s. What do you mean? We're close to 80 degrees to start out the day. So, of course, Florida is nice and toasty, but up north, Midwest, upper Midwest, you are a bit chilly. And this is the beginning of that cooler air making its way down south. Now, for today, though, folks, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be closer to average, right at 63 degrees, just a light breeze out of the southeast, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, for tonight, though, we're looking at mid to upper 40s. Partly cloudy skies. Yes, once again, we are looking at areas of dense fog, calm conditions as well. So this morning, not too much fog. Tomorrow morning, a little bit more than that. For tomorrow, though, throughout the day, we're going to be warming up above average temperatures back in those upper 60s under a mostly cloudy sky once again. Our hour-by-hour forecast does show the warm-up on the way. Mainly cloudy skies, temperatures back in the 60s.
Thank you, Conrad. Well, the Challenger Learning Center of Maine is celebrating 20 years of inspiring the state's youth to explore the world of STEM. The center recently received funding through NASA that they hope will help set them up for the next 20 years.
Our Grace Blanchard has the story.
It was back in 2004 when the first group of students took flight on an educational mission of discovery at the Challenger Learning Center in Bangor.
20 years of the Challenger Learning Center makes me feel a little bit old because I was here 20 years ago as a student when I was 10. And it was the best experience of my life.
Their simulators offer captivating hands-on learning that introduce students to career opportunities in STEM work.
There's no other school or program that I'm aware of that offers this sort of a truly hands-on, minds-on approach for students. And there are people like me that 20 years later can still remember every second that we've spent in this center.
Last year alone, they welcomed over 8,000 students and hope to inspire more to search for work right here in Maine.
I think it's very important that Maine have a pipeline of people who are ready to move into these new jobs that are different than my generation or our parents' generation.
The center recently launched a $3.75 million campaign to help expand their mission, and have already met $2.2 million of that goal thanks to funding from NASA.
Our simulators have been here for 20 years, and this funding is going to help us get brand new simulators to bring Maine students in to do NASA-like missions.
And they are looking forward to many more decades of educating and inspiring.
My hope for the next 20 years is that in 20 years from now, we'll have more people like me who want to come back here and support the Challenger Learning Center and still feel like a kid when they walk through the door.
In Bangor, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
It's a fantastic place.
Yeah, I went there in junior high school.
Did you?
Yeah, it's memorable.
I was there when they opened it. Kind of shows my age here.
I know, I'm showing mine too. All right, right after the break, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
Don't go away.
Hood is the cottage cheese lovers love. Start with our award-winning country style. It's delicious on its own, or like this. That. Even, sure. Plus, it's got more protein than hummus and less sugar than yogurt. Then there's Hood's flavors. We expertly blend in real fruit or savory herbs for an unbeatable taste combination you can't recreate at home. Now that's cottage cheese. Hood cottage cheese. Always good, always Hood.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
If you've been in an accident with a truck, making the wrong call can be costly. Evidence and witnesses can disappear. You need to stop that from happening. These are some of the most complicated cases for a law firm. But not if you call one that handles truck cases every day. Call a law firm with the resources, experience, and power to go after every dollar you deserve. If you're hurt in a truck accident, call Joe. The law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Tell them you mean business.
Colburn Shoe, your mid-coast destination for quality footwear such as Skechers, Hoka, Blundstone, Dansko, Merrill, and many more. Let us pair your feet with the perfect footwear. Colburn Shoe Store, 79 Main Street, Belfast.
Name a way a woman likes her men and her cheese.
Full of adventure.
Family Feud. Stop all this adventure.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the ice because it is game week. Maine men's ice hockey opens their season on Saturday, and fans will get their first look at this year's team. Our Jack Webb has the story.
I think we're all itching to play this first game and get things going.
On Saturday night, Black Bear fans will be introduced to some new faces at Alfond Arena. One of those faces is former University of Massachusetts forward Taylor McCarr.
My time was good at UMass, but I'm really excited to start working here and make something happen.
McCarr was recruited to UMass by Ben Barr during Barr's time as an assistant for the Minutemen. He says that prior relationship played a huge part in his decision to choose Maine.
Look at this staff, the arena, the culture of this group, and just thought it'd be the right fit for me. You know, having history with Ben Barr recruited me to UMass before and stuff like that. I talked to him a lot.
I'm close with the family, so you know it was pretty. It didn't, you know, they know me, and you know I think they know the kind of program that we're gonna probably have here. So you know we were excited to add him.
The 6'4", 210-pound forward looks to bring a physical and heavy game to the program. The type of game a team can lean on come March.
I'm looking to bring a power forward kind of play to this team. Be a guy that they can lean on, PK, power play and stuff like that, and just overall help the team and get us as far as we can.
You know, we hope that he has his best year in college hockey this year. He's a big kid that has a ton of upside. He probably hasn't reached his potential yet. Our job is to try to pull that out of him.
That type of play runs in the family, as Taylor's brother Cale is a Stanley Cup champion and star defenseman on the Colorado Avalanche.
It's just great learning all the little tips and tricks and always talking to each other and just, you know, always grabbing some from his game, just learning from him all the time growing up and even to now.
McCarr wasn't the only transfer brought in this summer. Maine welcomed 4 other NCAA transfers, including an additional 3 forwards and 1 defenseman. The Black Bears say the transfers have meshed into the culture of the program, and that Saturday will be a good test to see where they're at.
They've all fit into the culture great. You know, how fast can they get up to speed with, you know, how hard we do everything? You know, we'll see. I think we'll see on Saturday, like, you know, where we're at.
Maine drops the puck at 7 p.m. against AIC. From Orono, Jack Webb, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Certainly excited for hockey season to get underway, but some fall sports. Let's go to some soccer now, and we'll hit up a Class C matchup up in Orono. Holton Shire is coming down to take on the Red Riots of Orono High School. First half, Riots up 1, and they're looking for more. Nice movement finds Bergen Soderberg. He fires, but Carter Smith is there for the save. Riots again now. Ethan Riley and Soderberg playing a little two-man game. And look at the footwork from Riley. A little hesitation, the blow by, and then fires with his left and gets it to go. Orono leads 2-0. Here come the Riots again. Wesley Krause has it. He gives to Antonio Mendez Camasis. And Antonio is going to get a shot off before going out of bounds, and he scores. The Riots take a 3-0 lead, and that offense would just keep coming. Nick Agrawal, a nice ball to Jay Tweedy. He shoots, and he scores, and Orono goes on to win 8-0. Over to Cameron Stadium now for a girls' soccer clash between Messalonsky and Bangor. Rams up first half looking for more. Clara Oldenburg takes it in, crosses over to Tegan Atherley. She fires, but look at the diving save from Kiana Carrier, diving across the goal to deny the shot. Rams again. Oldenburg again to Emily Adams. She fires this one, and it just sneaks in off the inside post. Rams get one more before the break. Second half now. Bangor again. Gabby Roy over to Oldenburg. She winds up, she fires, and blasts this one home. That's her third goal of the night. Bangor up big, and their offense would roll. This time, it's Georgie Stevenson getting it to go with the left foot. Rams go on to win this one 8-0. Over to Pottle Field, Herman hosting Belfast in field hockey. First half, Peyton Wadsworth has it. Over to Bree Shorey. She fires, but Lawless DeRosiers gets a stick on it, and Allison Paul is there for the save. Here come the Lions again. Shorey, a little give and go with Ava Markham. Gets it back and dances through the defense for the goal. Belfast leads 3-0. Markham now to Wadsworth. She shoots. It ends up in close with Bree Shorey. She fires and she scores again. And then here come the Lions one more time. Markham, she's going to start it off again, and she's going to get that one over to Shorey. Look at this no-look pass to Wadsworth, and she scores. The Lions go on to win it 9-0 is the final. And for some other scores from around the area, Brewer Field Hockey, another shutout for the Witches. They win 3-0. Ellsworth Boys Soccer wins 7-0. Dexter wins 3-0 in girls soccer. They keep rolling, and Hamden Academy boys take a victory over Skowhegan. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Hank's Husqvarna is your trusted full-line Husqvarna dealer, offering you everything you need for your outdoor projects. From high-performance lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers to chainsaws, trimmers, battery-powered and powerful snowblowers, we have just what you need. Every piece of equipment is fully set up, serviced, and ready for use by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or new equipment sales, make your way to Hank's Husqvarna in Carmel or Newport.
Whether you have a $15,000 fender bender or a surgery case worth $1 million, call the Twos.
I walked away from my car accident with minor injuries, but I called the Twos and they still got me $23,000.
I needed multiple surgeries after my accident with a big truck. I called the Twos, and Lowry and Associates got me $700,000.
Big cases and small, we handle them all. Call us. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
The apple harvest is on at Truergy Family Orchards. Now is the time to make fall memories. Experience agriculture on a Maine family farm. Open 6 days a week.
Somewhere in western Massachusetts or at the southern border of Vermont, a real-life treasure hunt is intensifying. Project Skydrop is the creation of New Hampshire-based game designer Jason Rohrer and California-based Tom Bailey. Every day, a map on their website is updated with a narrower circle indicating the possible area where the treasure may be hidden. It is now nearly all of the search area within Massachusetts. Project Skydrop estimates its treasure is worth nearly $27,000. In addition to the value of the golden treasure, organizers say they're also accumulating a bounty that will be paid out to the winner. As of Monday morning, the bounty was more than $72,000.
Wow.
So if you want to go treasure hunt, Western Mass seems like a great place to do it.
Give them a little incentive to do so, too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, now let's get another look at that forecast with meteorologist Conrad Sapinski.
All right, our main weather this morning is brought to you by Comfort Shoes and More. Need the perfect fit for your new fall footwear? Visit us across from Irving in Newport. All right, friends, we are looking at some cooler temps out there starting out our Wednesday. It's middle of the week. We are looking at 44 degrees in Rockland, 46 degrees in Bar Harbor, 45 in Machias, and same story here in town. We're looking at those mid-40s, mainly taking over the state, but there, of course, are some 30s where we see these darker blue colors. That's indicating a lot cooler air. Bundle up, my friends. We're talking fall weather making a arrival. Now, our average high is right around 64 degrees, right? So today we're going to be closer to average, well above average Thursday into Friday. Once again, closer to average by Saturday into Sunday, maybe a couple of degrees above average by Sunday. And then Monday into Tuesday, that's when we're talking even cooler temperatures. Check this out. Some of these are showing some 50s making their way back into the forecast by Tuesday. Of course, that's still a week away. We'll keep an eye on things, but yes, cooler weather will be back, especially by next week. So enjoy these 60s, close to 70-degree temperatures while they are here. Now, a little bit of rain showers up north, right? Closer to Canada, southern parts of Canada, Pennsylvania, once again into Jersey. We're looking at a couple of sprinkles out there. Nothing heavy at all. No thunderstorms, of course. This is just some lighter sprinkles in the area, mainly just some thicker clouds. Speaking of thicker clouds, we're going to get those thicker clouds the next couple of days. Dew points will begin to rise just a bit, especially Friday into Saturday morning. We're looking at a little bit more elevated dew points, still nothing too crazy. We're looking at comfortable levels all through this week, through the weekend, and into beginning of next week. Now let's talk winds, right? I don't have to hold my hat for today. We're just going to see a light breeze, kind of like right now. Everyone's pretty much right around that 3 to 5 mile per hour range. Millinocket area is not seeing a wind at all right now. Machias into Rockland, Waterville as well. You are very calm outside. Just a light breeze out there for today. Tonight, a light breeze, and then tomorrow, a little bit more of a gusty wind, where wind gust will be right around that 15 to 20 mile per hour range. For today, though, Not quite. We're just looking at a light breeze out of the southeast, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures closer to average, back in those low to mid 60s. Now for tonight though, mid to upper 40s, partly cloudy skies, areas of dense fog, yes, that will be in the area. Calm conditions. For tomorrow though, upper 60s, mostly cloudy skies, a light breeze once again, a little bit more of a gusty wind compared to today. Our extended forecast outlook is showing a warm up on the way. 71 on Friday, more chances of showers Friday night into Saturday.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Brackish River Bistro, sharing the Winterport Winery and Penobscot Bay Brewery building. We have an incredible breakfast menu, brunch specials, plus we're open nightly for dinner and drinks. Take the drive to Winterport and taste what the Brackish River Bistro is all about.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Maine's largest network of parts just got a little bigger. Coastal Auto Parts, newest location in Bangor, has all your automotive needs to get you to the moments that matter most. Whether you're a professional mechanic or just need a little help, find everything you need all under one roof. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you with friendly service and expert advice right here at 200 Sylvan Road, just off I-95. Drive in, stock up, and hit the road with confidence. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million. If you get hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
Pat's Pizza in Holden is not just a restaurant that serves delicious food and pizza. They also have an adjacent party and event room. Consider having your birthday or office party at Pat's Pizza. They have indoor golf, a pro shop, and a beautiful 9-hole golf course open for the season. Pat's Pizza, Holden.
It's necessary to share your sadness.
People keep asking me, are you 100% ready? But I'm not really.
Don't pressure yourself. When you are ready, let your heart decide.
Baltimore's Maryland Zoo has come up with a unique way to fund their conservation efforts. The zoo does it by selling artwork created by some of their animals, including African elephants, giraffes, chimpanzees, penguins, and others. And otters, rather. The zoo's staff uses non-toxic paints with the animals, often walking over streaks or smears of paint, and then creating a unique design on paper. The artwork is generally 5x7 or 8x10, and animal lovers who buy the art also get a photograph of the animal and a certificate of authenticity. The zoo says 100% of the proceeds go to education, animal care, and conservation efforts for threatened and endangered species. I love the idea.
That is very creative.
Yeah. I'd hang some penguin feet up on the walls, penguin prints.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah. I love it. All right, looks like we're running out of time. We'll continue a renewed hour of Good Morning Maine on Fox 22.
Have a great day, everyone.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Open Tuesday through Saturday.
When R&K Variety in Hamden wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store, offering fresh cooked meals that don't break the bank, gasoline for your mean machines, or beer and wine so your night is fine. Stop by today.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's Home Planning Center will turn your ideas into accurate conceptual drawings, and 3D visualization is available. Your Hammond sales rep will prepare a materials list and cost estimate. And when you buy all of your materials from them, Hammond will refund all of your design fees. Hammond can deliver your order from any of their 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
Energy efficient heat, soothing air conditioning, comforting dehumidification, and reliable air filtration. You get it all in one with a Fujitsu heat pump from Valley Home Services. You also get better cost efficiency compared to oil, propane, and kerosene. There are rebates available up to $10,600 too, plus 0% financing from Valley. Have it all and embrace the comfort with Fujitsu heat pumps and Valley Home Services. Call or click today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Good morning, America. The Middle East at war, the vice presidential debate.
From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, an army of firefighters battles flames at the Perk plant in Orrington. Many of them still on the scene at this hour.
Plus, the community came together in downtown Bangor to remember Virginia Cookson, who was murdered in her home last week.
And a new study assessing Maine's roads is showing that a large portion of them are in pretty poor condition.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. We'll have the latest on that Perk fire coming up in just a few moments. Some of the trash there is still burning. Big effort overnight. But first, a check of the forecast. Looking like kind of quiet weather pattern right now. Just a chance of some clouds today. And then maybe a little rain as we head toward the weekend.
When I came in this morning, I saw my breath.